Okay, now it says streaming. Let me just triple check that. I don't want anybody to. Okay, that's odd. It doesn't have a picture yet. Here we go. All right, now we're good. All right, now we are cooking with fire, as they say. Um, Although really, if you're going to cook with fire, you should be careful. Fire is nothing to play with. Okay, let me get my mic in the right spot. All right, it is Friday. We have made it. It is 4 o'clock. The weekend is in sight for all of us, I hope. I know some of you out there probably have to work tomorrow, so I still hope you have a good weekend. If you're working tomorrow, I hope it's only a couple hours. Okay, let me move this other stuff out of my way because I need to give you some travel news. But before I do that, I know you've all heard of the kitchen sink sundae at Beaches and Cream, the big, big, huge monster one. Something I didn't know until a while ago, but I didn't have a visual aid for it. There are smaller versions of the kitchen sink sundae at Clarabelle's in Disney at the Disneyland Resort and at the Carnation Cafe on Main Street in Magic Kingdom. And you can get, if you do it, it's like two people sized. It's like perfect. My son and I split one. It was perfect. Your sink itself comes with a little plastic liner with all the ice cream and the hot fudge and the whipped cream and all the goodies in it. So when you're done, you can just pop that out, throw it away with your plasticware, and then you have this handy dandy little souvenir to take home. If you have a toddler, this would make a great toy for them. I'm not saying you should necessarily do it with your toddler while you're in the park, but if there's a toddler in your family, maybe a niece, a nephew, a grandchild, um, this would be a great thing. Might also make a nice little planter. It is solid on the bottom, but there is this nice little circle here. You could punch that out for drainage. If you had probably a screw gun would do it. You might even be able to do it with a nail and hit the nail with a hammer a little bit so it goes in there. But I use mine to hold office supplies on my desk, so it's a nice little perk of Disney magic in my day, no matter what client I'm working with, no matter what I'm doing. It's right there in my line of view. So very cool, very cute. Our sundae actually came with cookies and ice cream and whipped cream and hot fudge. I'm sure you could get sprinkles if you wanted. They seemed pretty amenable to adding what we wanted to it, but truth be told, I let my son order it because he's a little pickier about his ice cream than I am. So there we go. But this is a really cool little thing you can do. It makes a nice dessert to share, and it makes a nice souvenir. It was not really fun to lug it through the airport, not because it was heavy, but just to make sure that my bag that had it in it, didn't get like crashed into the wall or anything. I didn't want to break my sink before I even got it home. And getting your souvenirs home can be tricky sometimes. Um, However, and this is another thing I'm not sure if you know, you can ship things home from your resort. Anything you've bought while you're on property, take it to the front desk with your receipt, and they will work with you to get it boxed and packed up and shipped home. The other thing I have done in the past, which you can also do, is I take a couple of those flat rate, the bigger flat rate mailing boxes, and I just leave them flat. I pre-print the labels to myself before I go. Um, I leave the boxes flat. I stick a roll of packing tape in my bag, and then if I need to, I can box them up, tape the label on the front, seal them up real good, take them to the front desk, and they're like, "Oh, cool! This already has postage. This is great. All I have to do is drop it in the outgoing mail bin." Um, so there are two things you can do. You can also, if a lot of times if you're shopping in the stores themselves, they will ship right from the store. So if you're at World of Disney, I've done it at World of Disney. I've also done it I did it in one of the little shops in London in Epcot. I forget which one, but I have a family member that loves shortbread cookies, and they had a little tin that was made like all the little Disney characters on a bus, and it was full of shortbread. And he lives right in Florida, so I certainly wasn't going to drag it back to my house and then ship it back to Florida. So I just had them ship it to him right from the store. So that's another option you have. It's also great if there's something you're getting maybe as a gift. Maybe somebody saw something they just have to have and you want to surprise them with some magic down the road. If you can separate yourself from them and shop by yourself, you can have them ship it, home to you, to another relative that lives nearby, to a neighbor, whoever you think would be best to help you keep the surprise a secret till the right time. So that's all cool stuff you can do when you're in the parks, when you're at the resorts. The other thing you can do, you will see actual blue mailboxes in the parks. You can mail postcards and stuff from the parks, and they will get postmarked. Um, and I have one somewhere. I need to find it. I know where it is. I just don't know where the thing it's in is. So I'm going to work on that. But you can actually mail things from the parks. Um, I know they have postcards and stuff in a lot of the shops. If you're wondering why they still do that, that's why. Because you can put it in the big blue mailbox and surprise someone at home, or mail it to yourself as a souvenir. And I believe you can also get postage somewhere on Main Street at your Disney destinations, or on the Main Street. Obviously, it's going to be Sunset Boulevard and Hollywood Studios, but somewhere in that little bunch of shops, somebody is going to have postage. So next time I go, I will try to ferret out the postage for you, but I know they have it. If they don't have it, I know your resort's going to have postage stamps at the front desk. You can buy. They might even let you have them. I don't know for sure that they do. I'm sure they don't do it for everybody, but um, they might be able to add it to your room folio. But there are definitely some cool things you can do as far as mailing and shipping in Disney that you may or may not have known about, but now you do. So now, after you mail your postcard, you can go get your ice cream, and then you can travel around the Magic Kingdom. Okay, so speaking of traveling around the Magic Kingdom, let's talk about some travel deals. Um, Walt Disney World, Florida residents, you can get a Thrills ticket. They are good until March 15th, so you do still have a couple weeks to get one and use it. You can do 2 days for $199. You can do 3 days for $219. You can add the park hopper option for another $40. You can add a water park and sports option for $35. Or you can do the park hopper plus for $55. It's probably going to depend on the weather when you go. If it's going to be cooler, you might not want the water park option. But it's nice to know you have options. And you can use whichever of those fits you best. There are also deals for up to 30% off if you stay 5 nights or more for non-Florida residents. Depends kind of where you stay and your dates and stuff. Those offers are never a solid number. There are variables, but if you reach out to me, I can get you solid numbers for where you want to stay and when you want to stay there. Florida residents can also get up to 30% off for those same dates. But they don't have the 5 night. Let me tell you. Actually, you save more if you stay 5 nights in both cases. Well, not with Florida. Florida's pretty set. With the other ones, you save more if you stay 5 days, but there's still a discount if you stay less than 5. So don't let that deter you. Reach out to me. Let's get you some numbers, and let's put together the best vacation you can have. Visa card members, Disney Visa card holders, anybody, I have two. I have one for the business, one for me, so I get to put both hands up. There are some card member deals for Disneyland. If you're staying Sunday through Thursday, if you want to stay at one of the Disneyland Resort hotels, that runs from March 11th, which is right around the corner, sort of, through June 6th, and you have to book by June 3rd. There's also a Disney World equivalent that starts March 25th. Okay, so now that we found you a deal, what are you going to see when you go there? Disneyland Resort is doing their Food and Wine Festival. They have some yummy, yummy, yummy things. They have some impossible selections. They have some special churros. Wait a minute, where are my notes? I did this last week, and I did not keep my notes. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Muppet News Flash, I gotta find the right sheet here. Um, I'm usually a little better prepared, but I had a little bit of a weird day today, so we're just rolling through it. And I'm gonna get you. I swear it's here. I saved it. I know I did. I know I did. I know I did. Okay, one more minute. Bear with me. The Muppet Newscaster has dropped all her sheets, and she is furiously trying to get herself organized again. Okay. Oh, well, I can tell you about this while I'm looking. And there it is. See, as soon as you think, okay, so let's do food and wine. Then I'll tell you about the cool thing I'm doing with my son's preschool. And yes, my son is 18, but I still keep in touch with the people that run the preschool he went to. All right, more about that in a minute. Food and wine at Disney California Adventure starts March 1st. It runs through April 22nd. There's Impossible Chicken Parmesan Bites. There's a S'mores Caramel Tart at California Craft Brews. Garlic Kissed has a grilled top sirloin. There is a Mickey Snickers macaroon at Nuts About Cheese. Yes, I am not allergic, but I think I would have a bite of that anyway because it sounds really, really yummy. You can get a Sip and Savor Pass with either 4 or 8 coupons. So you can sample 4 things, you can sample 8 things. Cluckadoodle Moo has pizza flavored wings. They have a barbecue beef brisket skillet slider. That sounds pretty good. There's a tangerine tiki cocktail. That sounds good to me too. D has garlic mac and cheese with pepper bacon. If you've never put pepper bacon in mac and cheese, oh my gosh. We used to use peppered bacon in my grandmother's macaroni and cheese recipe. It's awesome. It really does add something to it. So try it out. Even if you're not going to Disney California Adventure, try it at home. There's a Huckleberry Citrus Cooler that I would love to try. There is a PB Peanut Butter and Jelly Whiskey Shake. That sounds yummy too. So all kinds of good stuff. If you go to California Adventures Food and Wine Festival and you try any of this stuff, let me know what you think. I love hearing about stuff that I don't always get out there for. I love going there, but it's a little bit of a hike for me, so I can't go as often as I'd like. All right, so okay, I promised to tell you about the cool thing I'm doing with the preschool. Pre-COVID, they had a basket bingo every year. And like every classroom would have a theme, and all the parents would donate stuff. And then they'd put that together as a basket, and then you could bid on it at the actual bingo. And this year, one of their classrooms, as she said, the basket needs a little help this year. And it's a summer fun basket. So I am donating 2 bubble wands for their summer fun basket. We used to, pre-COVID, we volunteered every year. We worked in the kitchen. We handed out pizza and restocked the dessert table and all that kind of good stuff. My son, once he got old enough to go and help, would go and help with us. Before that, he would go and play bingo. But when he got older, he went and helped. Sometimes he'd go out play a couple games of bingo and then come back in the kitchen and help. So this year we didn't have enough notice, so we couldn't plan accordingly, but we're hoping the dates will work out next year and we can make a return appearance at bingo. But at least I will be there in spirit through my bubble wands. All right, so let's talk about some of the cool stuff that's coming up at Walt Disney World. Easter decorations. Honestly, I've seen pictures of some of these eggs, and to me, they look like edible Fabergé eggs. I mean, there are some really beautiful ones. So where do I go to see these eggs, Jen? Well, they will be at the Contemporary, Yacht Club, Beach Club, and the Grand Floridian. And the Grand Floridian will have a treat stand. So they'll have like marshmallow skewers and cupcakes and Mickey Mouse treat covered in fruity cereal. They'll have some cool seasonal stuff similar to what they do with the gingerbread house displays every year, but these are really, really cool edible confection eggs, but They remind me of Fabergé eggs just with the amount of detail and the amount of time that had to go into creating these guys. So if you have a chance to get there and see it, please go, please see it, please tell me all about it. Um, they look so awesome. I've seen pictures from past years, and this year's look even more wonderful. So let me know if you get to see them. Okay. Now let's talk about cruising. We've been to California, Disney's California Adventure, been to Disney World. Now let's hop on the boat with Viking and go cruising. They have a special through February 29th. You get free round trip airfare. You can reserve your trip with a $25 deposit. And depending on the trip you reserve, you can get up to $800 in additional credits on board. Virgin Voyages also has a deal running through February 29th. You can get 65% off your second sailor. And of course, you also get a drink credit with that. So, two very good deals, but they're only going to be around for a couple more days. So if you want to book either of those, you need to let me know because we got to get your booking in. Virgin and Viking are both adults only. They both do some really cool things. Viking has cooking demonstrations and some. If you're going to a certain place, there might be a talk on board about some of the history and some of the things you're going to see. Virgin Voyages has those awesome hammocks you can sit in. You can take mixology courses. Both ships have a spa option. But there are just some really, really cool things out there you can do if you're looking for something to do later this year. Somewhere spring break, summer break, maybe even going into the fall for some of these things. It's not too early to start thinking about that. It's not too early to start booking it. Prices tend to go up as people book things and availability shrinks. So if you know what you want to do ahead of time, take advantage of that and book early and get the discounts. And if there's a discount that comes out after the fact, I will make sure you get it. I track those. I look at when I have clients traveling. For example, I have somebody that's booked for September at Walt Disney World. The fall deals have not come out yet, but if a fall deal comes out for Caribbean Beach on her dates, I'm going to apply it. Because that's what I do. That's one of the perks of having a travel agent is you don't have to track this stuff. You don't have to be going to the website every couple of days and checking things. That's what I do. So I hope everybody has a great weekend and a good week ahead. And if you want to travel in 2024 or beyond, please reach out to me because I would love to help you have the most memorable trip ever. And it is always best to travel with a friend. Have a great day, and I'll see you next week. Okay, Mouse.